Hi, everybody.
Hi there.
I'm Laurie.
I'm Gary.
And we are
Laurie and Gary Cruise.
Welcome back to the channel.
Welcome back.
Now, you may have noticed that our intro was a little more somber than usual, and that's because we just watched the new Netflix documentary, Shipwrecked, Nightmare at Sea.
So we're a little subdued today.
We're a little subdued today. It was a lot. So today we want to talk about our thoughts and feelings about it, and we'll let you know in the end, did watching this documentary turn us off to cruising? Come and cruise with us. Come and cruise with us. Come and cruise with us, and you won't regret it. Okay, so we're a little late to the game, but July 10th, Netflix released a new documentary about the sinking of the Costa Concordia. So my first thing I want to talk about and discuss is, Gary, do you remember how you felt when this originally happened? Because this happened in 2012.
Right.
We were newly dating. We weren't even married yet.
Right.
And you at the time had previously worked on a lot of cruise ships.
Right.
And I myself, it was my dream to go on a cruise, but I hadn't even been on a cruise yet. So tell me, Gary, do you remember your original thoughts and feelings when this was happening?
Yeah, I was in total shock. This just doesn't happen anymore. To hear about a ship sinking, it just doesn't happen anymore. Especially in waters where there are no icebergs at all. And of course, as Laurie said, I performed on a lot of cruise ships in the 90s and up until the mid-2000s, and even when I did the Alaska gig, saw anybody who's worked on a cruise ship, and I talked to a lot of friends, by the way, about that, and just couldn't believe it.
What I remember at the time was being fascinated by it because even though I still hadn't been on a cruise, I was obsessed with cruise ships. I've grown up reading and learning about the Titanic, and when I saw it, they showed a lot of footage originally. I'm talking about in 2012.
Right.
They showed a lot of footage of the ship on its side. But what they didn't do was interview a lot of people because many of the passengers were Italian. So maybe they didn't have translators. I don't know. I don't recall seeing a lot of interviews with passengers at the time. And I
don't either. I didn't.
Yeah. I myself recall thinking, well, this is terrible that the ship sank, but it was so close to land, everyone could just escape and swim there.
Right.
If worst came to worst, you know?
I mean, you could see the city off to the side, and it wasn't very far away. And at the time when I saw the video of it, I thought, oh, well, this is no big deal as far as the safety of the passengers are concerned.
Yeah, I was just fascinated that a ship had sunk. Anyway.
It didn't totally sink. It just tipped over on its side, but it would have sunk had it been out to sea.
So while I thought it was fascinating, I don't think I really thought it was a big deal. Fast forward to the documentary.
Right.
So if you haven't watched the documentary yet, it interviews 6 or 7 main people that were involved.
That had agreed to the interview.
2 separate couples, a dancer on the ship, so an entertainer on the ship, which was really interesting to hear that side of the story.
Right.
A hotel manager and like a kitchen worker. And there were also a few other scattered interviews, but those were the main ones. And they pieced these interviews together with all of this footage from people that were actually on the ship. So this was footage I had never seen before.
Neither had I.
Basically, how this went down was pretty much giving 100% Titanic vibes. I mean, when this happened, no one said to go to your muster station. It wasn't until 40 minutes that there was finally an announcement to go to your muster station. And even then, they weren't setting the lifeboats off anyway.
Right.
And it's just, people were calling the Coast Guard going, they're not releasing lifeboats, but something is definitely wrong. I don't know what to do. And the Coast Guard was calling the captain, and the captain was like, no, it's just a blackout. We're fine.
We don't need any help. It's just a blackout. We're fine. We're good. We don't need any help.
Up until 70 minutes after the ship had hit the rocks. Now, if you don't know, what happened was the captain was sailing by this little island called Giglio.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure if we're pronouncing it right, but Giglio or Giglio or something like that. And there was some disconnect. You find out in the documentary there was a little bit of disconnect between the captain and some of the crew, which probably was a contributing factor into the ship hitting the rocks. However,
there was even a language barrier there.
Yeah, there was language barriers and stuff like that. However, the way the captain handled everything, it was grossly mismanaged, and
Everything the captain did was wrong.
Yeah. So it was just really crazy to hear about how it went down from all these perspectives that the captain, the dancer was told,
one of the entertainers,
was saying about 40-50 minutes into this disaster, said she was going to go help people, and she was told by her boss, no, go entertain people.
And what she said was, I quit.
Exactly.
And she went to help people.
But can you believe the ship is tilting, and
it's about a 30-degree angle right now and continuing, and her boss says, go to this lounge, and she said, no, I quit.
Another thing I never thought about was, of course, it's always like, well, obviously there's enough lifeboats on the ships. There's been enough lifeboats ever since the Titanic happened. But the ship was tilted at such an angle.
Furniture was going sideways.
They couldn't lower the lifeboats anymore at one point on the higher angle.
Right.
However, if they had started the evacuation right away, they would have been able to do that. So that's another reason. And once the people on the higher angle realized that the ship was at such a tilted angle that to get to the other side was like free falling practically.
Yeah.
So it was just crazy. It was so grossly mismanaged, and the captain never said abandon ship.
The captain was very negligent in this. As a result, 32 people died. It was all just a big mistake that fell on the captain's head. And he was found guilty and was sentenced to 16 years in prison.
Yeah, and some other crew members were found guilty too, although they didn't get prison time.
Right.
Which I agree with, because they made mistakes. The captain, basically, it was so his fault that people died and that people were injured and not evacuated properly.
Captain is the boss.
His fault.
He's the boss.
All of that being said, before we let you guys know if this movie turned us off to cruising, do you guys mind hitting the
like and subscribe button
with the notification bell on?
Right.
We talk all things cruising. We post cruise vlogs. If that kind of content interests you, definitely give us a follow. We'd really appreciate it.
It would help a lot.
So, baby, did watching this documentary make you maybe not want to cruise as much anymore?
No, not at all. Because once something happens aboard a cruise ship that's disastrous, or a potential disaster, those things are fixed immediately around the world. So once this happened, it never happened again. I don't know why the captain didn't look at how far he was to these rocks, or how deep the ocean was at the time. Where I don't understand it. I didn't get it.
I still think cruising is one of the safest ways to travel. Every time there are disasters like this, I feel like the cruise industry really does their homework, does their research, looks into it, and does everything possible to try and prevent things like these from happening again.
Absolutely. It's the best way to travel.
I think it's a great way to travel and a safe way to travel. Take this documentary for what it was, which was a horrible incident.
Oh.
I feel like the odds of something like that happening ever again are slim to none.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always the chance, but also there's always a chance that you could be hit by lightning too, right, baby?
Right. Yeah.
I just realized you're wearing your AirPods.
Oh. Oh, well.
Anyway, that's gonna wrap it us for us today. We'll be back next week with some more celebrity silhouette video.
And by the way, these ear pods help me hear better. They have a built-in hearing aid, so I have a tendency to leave them on, and so that's why. That's another reason why I'm a little hard of hearing. So
celebrity silhouette videos next week, and that's all for today. Until the next time, we want you to
live your best cruise life.
Bye, guys.
Bye.